I did it. I opened an ear of corn. Someone is enjoying the garden more than I intended her to. Baby, those are peppers. That has been Phoebe'd right there. That would be a zinnia. Oh, she thinks this is the best, most fun playground that she's ever been in. Hey y'all, good morning. Happy Memorial Day. As you can see, I am well into this Memorial Day in a very intensive, sweaty Texas this morning. I am trying to tackle some overdue garden work, and well, we have found something that I'm mortified to share, but also feel like this is a good learning experience. Okay, let me show you. Maybe I should deposit before I withdraw. Maybe. Let's do that. Let me just show you how we got to where we are. So I looked across my shambled tomato patch, I guess is what you call it, and thought I should start picking because there's so many that are ripe. And then I'll start pulling out any determinate, which means, I think that's what they are. It means the ones that are no longer going to produce once they're bloomed and blossomed and it's all done. They won't keep producing. So look at our harvest so far, and all I've done is this section right here. So where Trixie was laying was a plant. There was one here and there was one here. And I've gotten a pretty good amount of, like, to be really honest with you, this was a very successful cherry tomato harvest section. I also got right here and started to work through what the worms have. It's caterpillars, not worms. What the caterpillars have really feasted on. And as I cut off one of the branches, this is split. Too much weight, not enough support. I have learned my lesson on support. They're just like us. They need a little extra sometimes. I went over here through this treacherous path where you can get poked and speared. And I gave it a good toss to the ledge. And as I gave it the old college throw over that didn't go very far at all, you can't even see it. There, see? There's my mess right now. I looked down and saw the biggest cucumber of my whole life that I've somehow missed. And then, as I'm just coming back to show you the biggest cucumber that I've missed, I see another that's not quite as big, but that have been lurking in the bottoms. For reference, this is no longer edible by me, but hold on. It's as big as my head. It's as tall as my head. We've had zucchini problems in the past, but not we haven't had cucumber. There's sweat rolling down my face right now. This is embarrassing, actually, to video myself. I'm gonna cut myself out. This, friends, is the biggest cucumber at Longhorn Lester's of the year. The most forgotten, little tiny, probably made the rest of the plant die cucumber. Pigs are gonna feast today. Oh, look at this. The nemesis of the garden, right here in front of me, right on camera. Get out. Okay, fixed him. Lester tried to encourage me by making a video of Pop's garden yesterday and was like, look, his is almost done too. Yeah, but his is only cucumbers and a few tomatoes. It does look like it's in shambles. I have help today too, I should mention. But it really has produced. Considering all the things that happened this year, the neglect, the bugs because I couldn't treat for certain things, we still have a fabulous harvest. A harvest so big that I have been able to fill the blessing box 19 times so far. Fill it and give it away 19 times. I have canned over 60 jars of pickles. I have fed ostriches snacks of cherry and pear tomatoes. I'm getting ready to make salsa. We have eaten, Lester and I have probably eaten 40 pounds of squash ourselves, and I have a good 10 gallons in the freezer of zucchini and squash. I can't complain. If I'm being like really real here, for a garden that sort of took over itself, and my first year doing a very big garden like this, under all the circumstances, it's been pretty dang successful. Now it's just a matter of cleaning it up. Trixie, look at these. This is gonna be a purple bell pepper. Isn't it cute? There's another giant cucumber. I've been out here picking cucumbers every day. How am I missing some of these, Trixie? They're like happening overnight. Let me show you what else I was able to harvest today so far. That's correct. We have bell peppers, more beautiful cucumbers. These are going to be part of my salsa. Gotta be cleaned up a little bit, of course, and a few have to still ripen. An eggplant, the first big eggplant harvest. And there's more to be had. It's hard to say that I didn't get it. Oh, and potatoes. I got 30 pounds of potatoes. I got about 8 pounds of onions, not as much as I like. Many of them didn't actually form a bulb. I didn't realize how much rain would impact that. I mean, I had no control, and then green beans. Oh my gosh, the green beans. I didn't realize how much each plant would produce. And I planted from here, all the way to there of green beans, in addition to what was in the raised bed garden. So the one thing that I worked really hard on that turned out to not be so successful yet, not yet anyway, and this has to do with the rains as well, it kind of beat things down, are my teepees. My teepees are less than what I thought they were gonna be. No matter how much I trained them to go around, the rains and the winds would just beat them down. So next year I'll probably still do them, since I learned what I did wrong. I think that I'll do a few things different though to promote their growth. We still have melons popping up, which is awesome. Stella, my love, we have weeds. And no matter how much weed berry I put down, with the dirt rushing on top of things, it produced weeds. We have corn. The rains impacted the corn greatly too, and I have not opened any corn to see what we've got, but this was my first row, my grandpa corn, and it doesn't look so hot. We'll see. I probably need to harvest it now, but it's so tiny. Like, I have baby ears of corn right now, which will be hilarious actually. But some of this is doing better back here. The silks look really good. I'm learning. I have purple beans, purple holes, which is really pretty. I have chocolate cherry sunflowers. I have some dwarf sunflowers. I mean, all things considered, these are sweet potatoes. I'm noticing something kind of funny. Obviously, this has been laced out by some horrific something, but do you see the mystery that I didn't anticipate happening? Let me show you. There's a cucumber hanging from my cornstalk. Whatever. We will learn much from this year's garden, and I will take into account the things that happened and probably do some reconsideration next year. Obviously, much more support for tomatoes. Putting up maybe a panel here to keep the tomatoes from flowing onto this side. But at the end of the day, gardening is a very much a learning process and a trial and error, and you can't control everything in it. There's no way to, which probably creates the challenge that many people love. But if I really had to buckle down and had to pick things that were meant to sustain us a lot more, it wouldn't be cherry tomatoes, obviously. It would be way more potatoes. It would be getting better at corn, squash and zucchini that I can preserve, obviously cucumbers like crazy, onions like crazy because they're flavoring and fabulous for all the things. I would do a lot more beets. Radish I did not try this year. Carrots are in the other garden and we're about to harvest those, and those look really amazing as well. But I don't know, I feel really blessed right now. I'm standing out here in this chaos. Like, it is a jungle of chaos. Sweating my tail off. And I just look around at all of these were started with tiny little seeds that I grew in my greenhouse. And to think of how much we've eaten, our animals have eaten, and that perfect strangers on the street have eaten, just makes me feel really, like, proud, I guess, and accomplished. Despite all the bugs, despite all of the crazy storms that we had, it came through. So, I don't know, maybe I'll get wild after a while and harvest one of these ears of corn. I'm assuming that there's worms, caterpillars, whatever you want to call them, because they don't look so hot here on the edge. And maybe I'll get lucky with other corn later. It's not too late to actually replant corn. I would till that up over there and be able to do it there. But this is your Memorial Day garden update. Not too shabby for round one. She's got a lot more in her this year too. All right, back to work, Jamie. That was a nice little break. I did it. I opened an ear of corn. Why is it so tiny? It looks delicious. Yeah, giant cucumbers and mini corn. What more could you ask for?